Thank you all for coming. My name is Michael Rolls, and I am the project manager for the Rhode Island Green New Deal Research Council. I want to thank Senator Lou DePalma for helping us with the Senate resolution. He is here. Unfortunately, our representative, the sponsor on our House side, is not available to make it today due to obligations with today's floor vote. But anyway, I do want to open with a story first. When I was around 13 years old, I went to 2 one-week summer camps in Warwick. One week I participated in a marine-themed camp where we took a trip on a boat each day and did various activities. We took a trip, we looked at marine life. We went swimming off Haitians Island. And we learned about various types of coastal wetlands. And then the next week I went to a different day camp where it was all mountain bike themed. There we rode along the big river trails, we went to Lincoln Woods, and we explored many of the deep wooded trails in the state. And what I remember is that there were so many inclines during that trip, and it was so challenging for me during that mountain bike camp. And much to my surprise, I learned a lot about myself and my own interests. But being able to go out on the bay every day one week, and then riding deep into the forest another week, completely exemplifies the accessibility of this state's natural resources and the true unique assets that we have within our state. But these treasures are under threat. Rhode Island remains extremely vulnerable to climate change impacts. We're seeing it through sea level rise, where our coastal communities need to be prepared. We see it through the warming ocean, where loss or migration of marine life could spell doom for our fishing community. We're seeing it in more frequent heat waves, where our most vulnerable communities risk a public safety and health crisis. The March 2010 floods were an example of the kinds of serious impacts to our infrastructure and communities that we will experience if we do not address climate change. On top of that, the economic well-being of Rhode Islanders has been impaired by Rhode Island's susceptibility to longer recessions. We're usually the first to fall into a recession and the last to climb out. And people are currently hurting as it is, with a large portion of our population requiring public assistance. Whole communities of people are being left behind. A Category 3 hurricane hitting us square in the nose at the wrong time could spell trouble for Rhode Island. And these experiences demand an urgent response. We have an obligation to explore every possible solution. The resolutions being introduced by Senator DePalma and Representative Blazejewski begin that process to identify the creative solutions that we need to meet in order to meet these challenges head on. A Rhode Island Green New Deal could be that solution. While the resolutions are not an endorsement of a Green New Deal, they call for us to examine the ideas behind the Green New Deal. What works, what doesn't, what's appropriate, and what meets the unique economic and social needs of our own communities. The Rhode Island Green New Deal Research Council will be guiding this undertaking. It's a collaboration of researchers, civic leaders, and community organizations, and the Research Council is depending on the community to drive this work. Through a combination of community engagement and well-studied research, it is our goal to bring together a wide spectrum of experiences and ensure that our outcomes reflect these experiences. If Rhode Island has its own Green New Deal, we need to make sure we get it right. We're all in this together, so let's get folks at the table. Only then will we ensure a resilient future for Rhode Island. Before I begin inviting our speakers, I do want to remind everyone of Rhode Island's legacy of creative solutions. Rhode Island has forever been at the forefront in shifts in the ways our country thinks. Rhode Island was founded on the idea of tolerance, and religious tolerance, as well as the ability to access our natural resources equally, were in the founding charter of this state. Moses Brown, as problematic as his family was, eventually cried out against slavery. His ingenious approach to industrialization was illustrated through the financing of Slater Mill, which served as an example that American society can be built without slave labor. So this is a call to action for all of us to get to the table, for all of us to create innovative solutions to our most pressing problems and set the terms for our own success and resilient future. You can go to rignd.org to learn more about getting involved in this process. Again, that's www.rignd.org.